Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Oz Racing Mexican Grand Prix.
You've just put in the fastest lap. Good job.
That fast lap does become pole position, but none of our laps, including mine, close to our PBs, so I believe the conditions in that qualifying session were not optimum. Either way, we'll take pole position, move on to the race. It's a long run down to turn 1, so anything can happen, and we'll try to avoid being slipstreamed and overtaken into this nasty complex, it must be said. We got Wimp in the Force India right in our slipstream. OP Magic to our right. This could go either way. Without break them, an arrow came just charging down the inside. That must have been the Renault of Andy. I'm not going to apportion any blame without seeing his footage, but that was very hairy. Thankfully we haven't been taken out and we still have the lead. We increased that gap with the fastest lap, and by the time I need to pit, it's a 4-second gap. We entered the pits at the end of lap 6 for our first of 2 stops. We exit the pits within the top 10 still. Past comes Frio Shaz in his second race with us. Of course, he did very well in Italy, if you remember, with that podium finish on debut. We have to dispatch of him as soon as possible though, because he's on the medium tyres and he will slow our strategy down. We're of course racing Wimp, who might be one-stopping. He defends to the inside, so clearly he wants to stay in front. But we have that outside line, which he gives us some space. Good racing, and we are through though. Next target is John Dog in the Mercedes. He's on super soft, so although they're the faster compound, I believe if he started on them, they must be pretty worn by now, and he'll be suffering throughout this lap. He's gone a little bit wide and going to beat sideways through this middle sector. So I believe, yeah, I'll get straight through here. He's made a little mistake. Probably should pit at the end of this lap. Next target is Tay, and with the fastest lap we're catching up to him, and here he is. A couple of cars have pitted in the meantime. Looks like we'll go straight past with extra traction on the same set of tyres, but much newer of course. I don't think he's pitted yet. A little bit of lag, still rearing its ugly head, but I don't think it'll affect us this time, and we're definitely through with the DRS before turn 1. The next target is now HSV. We're in the top 3, so looking very good for at least a podium, as we're the first to have pitted. Here is HSV, he's yet to pit. We'll pick up the DRS here. Perfect situation, he pits and we get DRS. Into P2, 7 seconds behind the leader. He's yet to pit of course, so we're almost a pit stop ahead. We just need to catch up, overtake, perhaps not even overtake if he pits at the right time for us. So this looks like a fairly simple victory. No warnings at this point of course. Oh, error, of course. Of course we get disconnected from one of the easiest potential wins. Similar to V-Fingers in fairness from China, but that was going to be a close race. He still came 4th in that though for 12 points. So if I can get back in, I might be able to salvage something here. But as it turned out, none of the invitations would load. I couldn't join through any of my friends. I couldn't even get to the friends list. It just wouldn't load. About 15 minutes later, I'd say my car was at least a lap down by then. I managed to get to request to watch, but it would not let me rejoin for some reason, as you can see there. So we get back into the session in time to see V-Fingers picking up a podium due to a crash between Frio Shaz and Prying Stingray. That wasn't great, lots of penalties there. But Wimpinator wins the race, well done to him, he really deserved it. I'll see you guys next time for Brazil, where hopefully I'll get some better luck.